All right, check this out. Donald Trump just made a Truth Social post in which he subtly responded to Elon Musk's allegations of him being in the Epstein files and Pam Bondi subsequently saying the Epstein files just don't exist. They're gone. They went from being on her desk just a few months ago to never existing in the first place, which in and of itself is suspicious. You don't even have to mention the fact that Elon Musk came out and said in between that time that Trump was one of the names on this list. So Trump took to Truth Social to make this vague post about the FBI going in a great direction, despite the FBI being one of the leading agencies covering this up. And all of the comments are about how this is not what we voted for. We don't like Pam Bondi. She's not our attorney general. This says Bondi needs to go. The official Jeffrey Epstein pedophile arrest counter. This one says she has to go. Pam Bondi, not what we voted for. It's funny because when it comes to Elon Musk walking around as an unelected bureaucrat, as he was just a few months back, draining funds from USAID, nuking workers who have spent their entire career helping the government, when Musk is walking around doing that, they say, we did vote for Musk. We voted for Trump, therefore we voted for Musk via proxy. But now, Pam Bondi, that's actually a pretty good nickname, that's not what they voted for. I also want to show you this main MAGA influencer, one of the influencers that was invited to the White House to hold up these files. No, not the one that I debated on Piers Morgan in my last video. If you haven't seen my debate with the MAGA dude who got invited to the White House, go watch my last video. Go check it out. But this is a different dude. I want to introduce you to DC Drano, who is now turning against Trump. You know it's bad when not only Trump is screwing up, but the followers in a top-down way are telling their supporters, hey, Donald Trump is not someone who is trustworthy. DC Drano said, as one of the influencers who was given the now infamous Epstein binder, I want to share a few thoughts. I understand the rage people have for demanding the Epstein client list and arrests. Every influencer there that day feels the same anger watching pedo elites get away with the most heinous crimes. Let me tell you one thing, you are one of those elites, and you are helping the pedo elites, like the President of the United States, get away with heinous crimes. You can't say you don't want pedophile elites to get away with heinous crimes when you were at the White House a few months ago helping the new press releases. As I said in my Piers Morgan debate, the party that claims they were going to defeat the deep state very, very quickly became the deep state and is now covering things up. This says, we had no idea we would receive, quote, Epstein binders that day. We were originally invited for a meeting with VP JD Vance in the White House, and that was it. We paid for our flights and hotels out of pocket and carved out time to go. None of us even knew who else was invited. Weird. You guys sure were willing to walk out and just hold these up and, take selfies with these over and over and over. Now all of a sudden, you had no clue any of this was going to happen. Dude, you used this for clout. You used the sexual abuse of children for clout, and now you're trying to act like you didn't because it blew up in your face. We had no idea we would receive Epstein binders. We had a surprise meeting with the Attorney General, and she handed us the binders. The photo shoot was not planned. We were walking from the White House to the Eisenhower building, and about 50 photographers were waiting outside. Dude, so you think they were giving you these files of publicly available information just so you can go home and read it? What are you trying to imply here? We were told a lot of the info in the binders was not new, but there was some new info. None of us were able to immediately cross-reference almost 400 pages of flight logs, so they posted it everywhere because they're influencers and this is all a PR scheme. They have no integrity. They are leveraging the fact that children were sexually abused en masse to get their little PR stunts, even though the man that they helped elected was very likely a part of it. Now, really quickly, we will continue to push back on MAGA media, and this is the key moment. We are just hitting a moment where MAGA influencers are feeling rather disillusioned with Trump himself. They feel like he has started new wars. He hasn't ended wars. He's gone back on almost every single promise he's made. And this brings me to Donald Trump's Truth Social post, where every single comment is at his neck. Sir, with all due respect, if those at the highest levels are not being arrested, we the people have little faith that any of this will matter. Either fire Pam Bondi, Cash, and Bongino, or we will have major problems in this country due to lack of accountability. We know she had the client list on her desk. This is Fight for Freedom, 1776 on Truth Social. This is not some liberal. This is a true patriot, as he would say, and he is trying to say, Trump, your entire cabinet is part of the deep state. You are no better than any other administration that we have created conspiracy theories about. Now, Trump is the conspiracy theory. I mean, think about this. They already thought he was a little bit neoconish because he's been helping Israel to a suspicious extent. They were already unsure what his end goal with tariffs were. They were just kind of hoping. They had faith that it would land, but it hasn't quite landed, and he's back down. And now they're beginning to second guess whether or not his admin is corrupt. This says, from DC Drano, assuming this leaked Epstein Files memo is true, then we all know this is a shameful cover-up to protect the most heinous elites. DC Drano is the guy that I was just showing you, who was on the White House lawn. So now we have a full circle moment where MAGA supporters are citing this guy saying, hey, you're in big trouble, Trump. This has 1.2 thousand likes. This says, why is she the only one going to prison? Where's all the men that had sex with those underage girls? That's a pretty good point. And then random foreigners should not be able to hold office. So there's just always that random racism on Truth Social. But the overall point is the Trump admin needs to be held accountable. And this is a key moment for us to laser focus on all of the corruption that we've seen. I've long had a theory that once the economy starts to go under, that once Donald Trump really starts to falter and lose his mind, people will begin to laser focus at the admin and think, wait a minute, when I'm losing money, who's getting rich from all of this? As this admin is crashing and burning, who's benefiting from the corruption? They'll very quickly see that Donald Trump has increased his wealth by an insane amount. Elon Musk has stopped a plethora of investigation into his countries, even despite him and Trump having a falling out. Elon Musk has overall still benefited. All of the wrong people have benefited from this presidency, and all of the wrong people have suffered. Young girls who were at a camp all die because Republicans decided to gut the NWS and USAID. We will see the consequences of that for a while. I guess the overall point is we need to keep applying pressure on the MAGA coalition. Whether it's the conspiracy theorists who we can now weaponize against Trump. I mean, this person says, we're not buying into the whole Epstein issue right now, boss. If there was no list, evidence, guilty parties, then why is G-Lady in prison for trafficking? Someone says, why is your DOJ and FBI protecting pedophiles? What the F, Trump? The Epstein thing is a black hole on your presidency. FBI Director Dan Bongino announces the arrest of 449 child predators. I mean, this isn't even real. That's not even true. Treason is punishable by death. Okay, so they're calling for the death of Jack Smith. This is an insane. I feel like I'm getting brainwashed just being on Truth Social. Do not scroll too far into the depths. Overall, the coalition is cracking. I'm going to leave it there. If you appreciate the videos we make sure you drop a like below. Chris and I have been doing live streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Don't miss the Wednesday live stream. It will be great. I really appreciate all of you that have stuck with me throughout this journey. Mockler Media is growing. You can go to adammockler.com. We have a Reddit. I have an Instagram. Go follow me wherever you're at. We will continue to scale with the help of you all. This is a group effort. I appreciate it all, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.